Okay, so this is still Unit 8 on work. This is for May 4th, 2020, and this is our last video for today. So this is part 3. So we are still on page 97 of the student book, and we talked about the 3 pictures at the top of the page. Now I'm going to scan the QR reader, and we're going to listen to some conversations, and then we're going to put the pictures in order, okay?
Unit 8, Work, page 97, exercises 2A and 2B, track 16. Conversation A.
Hey, Marco, how are you?
Oh, hi, Arlen. I'm fine. I had a busy day today.
What did you do?
Let's see. This morning, I delivered flowers to patients and picked up x-rays from the lab. I also delivered clean linens to the 3rd floor. This afternoon, I made the beds on the 2nd floor and prepared the rooms. And now I'm delivering supplies.
Wow, you did have a busy day.
Conversation B.
Hi, John. How's it going?
Hi, Marco. I'm tired. I worked the night shift last night.
Oh, no.
I like this job, but I don't like the night shift.
I like this job too, but I don't like the pay. I'm thinking about going back to school.
Really? School is expensive.
I know. Maybe I can find a part-time job and go to school full-time.
Maybe you can work here part-time. You should ask about it.
Conversation C.
Is this the HR office? Human Resources?
Yes, come on in. I'm Suzanne Briggs. I'm the HR assistant.
Hi, Suzanne. I'm Marco Alba. I'm an orderly here.
Hi, Marco. Have a seat. How can I help you?
I like my job here, but I don't want to be an orderly forever. I want to go to nursing school and become a nurse.
A nurse? That's great, Marco.
I want to go to nursing school full-time and work part-time.
That's a great idea. A lot of employees do that.
Can I work part-time here at Valley Hospital?
I don't know. Can you come back tomorrow? I'll find out about part-time jobs for you.
Sure. Thanks, Suzanne. See you tomorrow.
Okay, so what I would like for you to do now is, let's go and put those pictures in order. So there's 3 pictures. There's picture 1, there's picture 2, and there's picture 3. So they give us, no, they don't give us any answers on this one, do they? So what happened first in the story? So he had the to-do list, right? And then what did the second conversation talk about? It talked about him working the night shift. And then the third conversation talked about going to Human Resources, about asking to work part-time. So once you go back and listen to that conversation again, either by rewinding this video or by using your own QR reader, and go ahead and do part B and answer true or false. Remember, if the item is false, write a sentence out beside of it to make it true. They don't give you room to do that on this one, but we're going to practice our writing and do that anyway. So if it's false, make a sentence to make it true, and then come back and we will review the answers together. Okay, so let's do conversation A, number 1. Marco picked up the x-rays this morning. So we know the answer is given to us, so it's true. So let's look at number 2. Marco delivered linens to the 3rd floor. That's also true. Number 3, Marco needs to prepare the rooms on the second floor. That's false. So we needed to write a sentence to make it true. So we're going to write Marco has prepared the rooms on the second floor. Right? So he's already done it. So Marco has prepared the rooms on the second floor. So what does number 4 say? We're going to conversation B. John is tired. That's true. True. I don't know what's going on with my screen. Okay, so number 4 is, come on. What is it? I'm going to pause for just a second because something's going funny with my screen. I'll be right back. Okay, we're just going to start with a new screen. Okay, so I already typed all that in, so we can start with number 4. John is tired. That was true. Because he had worked the night shift and he was yawning, so that's how we know he's tired. Marco worked the night shift. That was false. Who worked the night shift? We just said John worked the night shift. Right? So that's how we made number 5 true. Number 6, Marco wants to go back to school. That's true. And number 7, Suzanne works in human resources. That's true. Number 8, Marco wants to be a nurse. True, because remember he wants to go to school full-time now and work part-time. So that's also your answer to number 9. Marco wants to work full-time. That's false. And we're going to answer it with Marco wants to work part-time so he can go to school full-time, right? So go ahead and make any corrections that you need to make. And be sure that you have written out the sentences making the false statements true, and then come back and we'll continue with part 3. Okay, so if you can find somebody in your house or on the telephone to have this conversation with, you can do part 3 with them, and you can ask them, do you have a job? Do you have a job? And I would say, yes, I do. Or no, I don't, if you don't work. So it's either yes, I do, or no, I don't. Okay? And then you would say, what do you do? You're asking what their job is. What do you do? I would say, I'm a teacher. You would say what you do. I'm a chef, I'm a plumber, I'm an electrician. You would use the title of your job to answer that question. Did you have a job before? Did you have a job before? That means, what did you do before you're doing what you did now? So, before I was a therapist, or before I worked in retail, right? And then it's saying, what did you do? They're asking what were some of the responsibilities of the job? So if I'm talking about being in retail, I would say I helped customers, I counted money, I opened and closed the store, I made schedules. So whatever your job responsibilities are, your job duties, that's how you would answer the second part to number 2. What job do you want in the future? So not now, what job do you want later? So if you're in school to do something, that's the job you want in the future. Like if I'm in school let's say I'm a teacher, so in the future, I would like to be a principal. In the future, I would like to be a principal. So if you work retail, you might say, in the future, I want to be a manager. In the future, I want to be a manager. Or if you like doing that, like painting or electrician, you could say, in the future, I'd like to own my own company. In the future, I'd like to own my own company. So those are some ways you can ask and answer to part 3. So if you get a chance, please practice those with someone, and then you can pause the video now and do it, or you can do it afterwards if you don't have anybody to talk to right now. So we're going to go on to page 98. Okay, so at the top of page 98, we see one of the grammar charts, and we're going to talk about what and where questions, right? We've talked about these kinds of questions before. So what is usually asking about an item, and where is asking about a place. Okay? What doesn't always ask about an item. It could be an item, or it could be an action. Because we're going to see, like, what did they do? They went to the store. So it's an action. Okay? What did you use to mop the floor? Clean the floor? I used a mop. So that's an item. So what can be used for either of those? So right now I'd like for you to go ahead and pause your video and use the QR code at the top of page 98, and also review your grammar chart, and then come back and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're going to answer the questions, what did you do last night? What did you do last night? So obviously everybody's going to have a different answer for that, but some answers could be, I watched TV, TV last night. I read a book last night, right? I went to a restaurant last night. Or I went to bed early last night. Okay, those are just some ways that you may have answered that question. I watched TV, I read a book, I went to a restaurant, and I went to bed early. But let's just look at I went to a restaurant. Then somebody could come back and say, where did you go? Right? So that's the place. So they're wanting to know the name of the restaurant. I went to, what's a restaurant? McDonald's. Yuck. But we all know it. So I went to McDonald's. So this is asking what we did, and this is asking where we did it, right? Somebody could say, where did you watch TV? Where did you watch TV? You could say, I watched TV at home. Or if you watched it somewhere else, you can say, I watched TV at a friend's house. Okay, so what? See these where questions? And then the where is the friend's house or at home, right? Where did you go? McDonald's. Okay. So the what is what you did. The where is where you did it. The place you did it. Okay. So now that we've looked at those, let's go to practice 2. I'm going to make myself a little bigger. Okay, you're going to complete the conversations. And you're going to use what or where in the simple past. But if you're using past, you're going to have to make those verbs past. Like make became made. Okay? So you're going to have to change those to past also. So go ahead and stop the video, complete practice 2, and then come back and we will check it together. Okay, you should have completed practice 2, and now let's check it together. So the first one says, what? Or number 2, because number 1's done for you. It says, what did Linda do for breakfast? She made the beds. So, remember to make the second part, the words in the parentheses, we're going to be sure to make those in the past. Number 2, what did Brenda and Leo do this morning? We're going to, remember we need to make it past, so we're going to say picked up. So we're going to add this ed onto picked to make it in the past. And number 3, what did Trevor do this morning? He delivered, because we're making it in the past, x-rays. Okay, where did Jill and Brad take the linens? They're wanting to know the place. Where did Jill and Brad take the linens? They took the linens to the second floor. It's the past of take, so it's took. Number 5, what did Felix do yesterday? We need the past tense of help, so it's he helped patients with their walkers and wheelchairs. He helped patients with walkers and wheelchairs. Number 6, where did Juan and Ivana go after work? So what's the past of go? They went, right? To the coffee shop across the street. Remember, when it's like this, it's an irregular verb in the past. Okay? We've covered that before. Number 7, what did Marco do after lunch? Past of prepare is prepared. He prepared the rooms on the second floor. He prepared the rooms on the second floor. Where did Suzanne meet Marco? Past tense of meet is met. So she met him in her office. She met him in her office. Now we're coming up on the end of part 3. Be sure and put your name in the comments section. But also, after you stop this video, go back and practice that conversation on 2. So that gives you practice with speaking and reading. So if you could get somebody to be person A and you person B and then switch, you'll get practice with answering and asking the questions. But I would suggest that at the very least you read them out loud so that you can have some practice with reading and speaking. So that's the end of Monday's lessons, and I will see everybody, I hope, back here on Wednesday. And be sure, once again, put your name in the comments section.